Hey, everybody. We're live on Facebook out there. It's the Virtual Comedy Show. I'm Brad Tassel. By the way, this week I am on the Carnival Horizon, floating around the Caribbean. The sea is calm, the air is warm, and as far as the eye can see, buffet. Let's start the show. Yeah.
In a cabin, going crazy, cause a flu that's worse than swine swept the planet, so damn it, here we are in quarantine.
Hello, and welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. Here are some etiquette guidelines for Virtual Comedy Show. Please arrive 15 minutes early. Please be quiet, except for laughing. We've been a Zoom meeting civilization for more than a year. Come on, you know the drill. Just be polite. We would like to see your face as part of the audience. Let's be social, not just distant. So get comfortable, plan to laugh, but not heckle, and let's make our semi-quarantined world a bit more normal for a little while. Thanks, and enjoy the Virtual Comedy Show.
Hey, everyone! It's time for the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Brad Tassel and Steve Goodie. Tonight, Brad and Steve welcome their very special guest,
Keith Ellis,
live from their respective vaccinated homes. And now, please welcome Brad Tassel.
Yay!
I am, of course, I'm in cabin 6338 on the Carnival Horizon, and the fact that I'm here right now is amazing. I think this technology is great. Welcome to everybody. I can't see you because I have to leave my screen spotlit, and so I don't fall out, I'm going to get through the jokes real quick. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey! All right, here we go. Joke number one, I just wrote it for the show. The QAnon shaman is pleading guilty and wishes to no longer be called the QAnon shaman. Nope, nope. He now prefers the artist formerly known as the QAnon shaman. His second choice is prisoner 257839. And of course, he might go with Kanye. If Kanye's not using that anymore. All right. Hey, one joke down. Okay, now it gets really weird. So the U.S. no longer has a military presence in Afghanistan, but did you know up to 27 California public school students are stranded in the country? No kidding. They are from the San Juan Sacramento School District, and word is their bus driver went off for a cigarette and hadn't made it back yet. Okay, now, this is a true story.
I thought that was part of the story.
No. Oh, really? I have been on some weird school field trips, but what were these parents doing when they saw this form for the kids to sign for them to sign when they got home? Please sign that it's okay to take little Billy and his fourth grade class to Afghanistan. School must be provided. You must give them spending money to bribe Taliban guards. I think that's the. Also sign this waiver of responsibility. So we are responsible if your kid is beheaded or drugged through the streets. Your friends at Barbie Benton Junior High. So Barbie Benton's from Sacramento. Okay, now the quicker jokes. Here we go. Texas has banned abortions and teaching critical race theory. Did you hear that? Unless your fetus has been taught critical race theory, then you can get an abortion. Touchy subject. Okay, let's
Too soon. Wait 6 weeks.
Yeah. I thought
Patty liked it.
One for Steve.
I'm so glad I can't see your faces. Okay. So a maskless, vaccineless church camp is linked to nearly 200 COVID cases in children in Illinois. The camp's literature said, "Come meet Jesus." The parents didn't know it was literal.
Wow, so deathy.
There's like a 5-second lag between me and you guys. Okay. Or you're not.
Sure, let's
good.
guess.
We're just
Hey.
slow.
Talk about the hurricane. Workers helped rescue a cow in Louisiana that got caught in the top of a tree because of Hurricane Ida flooding. The workers took their time by first rescuing the prime rib, and will go back and rescue the sirloin once the coals are hot.
Very food-based set.
Okay, tell me if you get this one. This one's a little esoteric. The Beverly Hills police are being sued over allegations they only stop, target, and arrest Black people in the glitzy shopping area Rodeo Drive. Police now disagree and said, you know, that's not true. We harass Black people and Julia Roberts. Walking down the street.
That was good, Brad.
That's so esoteric.
That was pretty esoteric, wasn't it? Oh, did you see this? Lori Loughlin, you know, Full House's Aunt Becky, her daughter, Olivia Jade, who got into USC on a rowing scholarship, even though she had never rowed, has joined the cast of Dancing with the Stars. Olivia's chances of winning are based on how skittish mom is on bribing judges while on probation. She just got out of prison.
Yeah.
Gotta wait, pay some money somehow.
That's right.
That was pretty good.
That's very good. Hey, you know what? It's a win that I'm connected. Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg celebrated their 7th anniversary. Celebrations are underway in cities around the world. No. Okay. I didn't write a joke for that. Isn't that funny? Okay, here we go.
Okay. I thought I didn't get it.
That was it. No, the joke was that it's their 7th anniversary. You got the right one, baby. Okay, here we go. The right stuff. Okay, Cam Newton. Hey, we're all big sports fans. Cam Newton has been released by the New England Patriots. They said it wasn't a vaccine thing. He was let go with no contract and a note tied to him that said, "We miss you, Tom. Please come back." Tom Brady. Okay. Hey, we're zipping through. A recent study showed that human infants and some great apes, for all you science folks, both inhale and exhale when they laugh. Did you know that, science people? Infants,
Did not know that.
great apes, they inhale and exhale when they laugh, as opposed to adult humans who only exhale when they laugh. They further learned that Mitch McConnell only inhales to suck the life essence of children. I'm revived. Okay. All right. Hey, we're getting excited. Some good news. Amtrak will add more than 50 routes to its nationwide train schedule. So jump on the rails if you've got $900 and 35 days to get to Topeka. It takes forever. It's a Greyhound is slower. Okay, now here's the last thing, and I don't have a lot of faith in it, so let's get excited. House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who lives with a constant Trump skid mark on his face, threatened telecom companies that if they comply with the January 6th commission, that a Republican majority will not forget it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said, he literally said she would put out of business any telecom company releasing GOP phone records from January 6th. Man, she's got some balls, right? I mean, literally. Anyway. So when you are innocent, it's best to threaten anyone who says you ain't, right? Which is a quote from John Gotti's book, I Didn't Do It and You're Dead. So by the way, there's no need to release the phone records because I have them. So here they are, the top things the GOP House members don't want released from their phone records. Number one.
Recording.
Then I'm going to start recording again.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So it's time for a top 10 list. You all know the drill. We've been doing top 10 lists here for 70 shows. This is list number 70.
Yay!
70 of these things. And I think you'll note from this one that I have run out of ideas. So when Letterman did this, he had a team of people doing them, and it's just me. So tonight's category has nothing to do with anything in the news. It is simply top 10 rejected names for bathroom deodorizers. I want to warn you.
Good ivermectin in there.
Yeah, I don't know how I couldn't do it, but I want to warn you, if you're grossed out by last week's, this is going to go much, much, much further. So here we go. Top 10 rejected names for bathroom deodorizers. Number 10, blame it on the dog. Number 9, poopery.
Guys,
I did some research. That actually exists.
it
Oh
does.
my goodness.
I had no idea, but I'm pretty sure this one doesn't exist yet, but it's going to. Number 8, Antifa Breeze. Number 7, Pukepery. Yeah.
College
They're only gonna get worse. Everybody calm down. Number 6, how long has it been since you got Glade? Oh, come on, think it over. That's funnier than that. All right, okay. These are the top 10 rejected names for bathroom deodorizers. Number 5, Lysol. With scrubbing Michael Bublé. Number 4, I can't believe it's not crap. That's my favorite. These are the top 10 rejected names for bathroom deodorizers. Number 3, this is a good place for a stick up your nose to test for an incredibly contagious viral infection. You guys get sensitive at the weirdest times. Number 2, incensed. Look, I found the bigger font. And the number 1 rejected name for bathroom deodorizer, janitor in a drum in an abandoned warehouse not discovered for 3 weeks. Hey, at least I hung around through the whole thing, unlike some people.
Hey, shut up. Wait a minute.
Hey, I think he's back. I think he's
I'm
back.
back.
Hey, what the hell? Okay. Brad,
Come
are
back.
you back? Where are you,
Let me
Brad?
tell you what happened.
I'm-
Let
I
me
would-
tell you what happened.
Well, I want to hear the end of the joke more than that. Hang on, let me put you back on.
No,
here.
no, we'll hear the end of the joke.
Promise?
But, I'll tell you what happened was,
Okay.
here's how stupid this is. It cut me off for not doing anything. It said I was inactive for 20 minutes, so it cut me off. We were fine. It cut me off. So
That's
okay,
weird. And
how
wait a
far
minute.
did I get?
Then it should have cut you off a year and a half ago.
That's right.
That's when we stopped doing things. Shut up. I'm not making fun of Brad. It's a pandemic thing.
Well, how far did I get in that joke?
About halfway through.
Number 1, Matt Gaetz's heavy breathing calls to middle schools. That was the unreleased phone call. Second unreleased phone call. Lauren Boebert telling insurrectionists she'll block open the Capitol door near that big case with that old stupid yellow paper in it. Constitution. Another phone call that they don't want you to hear. Kevin McCarthy and Ron Johnson telling Trump their cheeks are still red from the last time he spanked them. Two more. And then Steve, you can do the top 10. Oh, wait a
I'll do
minute.
it again. Yeah, it'll be great.
Do it again. You can do 10 more new names for the QAnon shaman. Number 4, Marjorie Taylor Greene's calls to her doctor to see if Botox will cure extended forehead.
Oh my God.
Neanderthal, that one. And the final calls that the GOP is trying to stop, every call Trump ever made.
All righty, let's hear it for
Okay,
Brad
now
Tassel
go
once
with-
again.
Yeah, Brad.
Hang on. That was Brad Tassel, everybody, in its entirety.
I know.
And I'm very pleased now to add to our show our friend, our hero. You know her, you love her. It is our friend Carla Ulbrich.
Yay, Carla!
Hey. And to
Alex?
add a little spice to the festivities, Carla's going to do a song. I have no idea what it's going to be. Then I'm going to play a song that has something to do with the song she played. And then she's going to play another song that has something to do with the song I played. And we'll just see how this works out. So, Carla, are you ready?
Yeah, but I was planning to do a song that had nothing to do with whatever you just played.
Or do that. That's fine, too.
All right. Here we go. This is kind of on topic, actually. I'm not saying you're a liar, that you say things that may not be true. I'm just saying, when I look around, there are things that I trust more than you. Like pet food from China, tap water from Flint, subscriptions that auto-renew. A mohel with tremors, a psychic who's broke, the cleanliness of a bowling shoe. Miracle water from a TV preacher, a somewhat burnt surge protector. Nigerian email promising cash, the meatballs at Hannibal Lecter's. I'm not saying you're a liar, that you say things that may not be true. I'm just saying, when I look around, there are things that I trust more than you. Like the guy reading a paper in a nondescript van, sitting across the street. Gas station sushi, a blind hairdresser, a plate of Taco Bell meat. My life savings in the stock market, a fart when I've got the flu. It's all tying together, isn't it? A Bigfoot sighting, a set of used tires, my cat with Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, not you're a liar. That's just, karma is way overdue. I'm just saying, everywhere I look, there are things that I trust more than you. Like a $3 bill, hair in a can, a period that's overdue. Cleaning white walls and a toddler with crayons, a hastily packed parachute. The ingredients in a hot dog, being in a cage with gorillas. The 5-second rule is an actual thing, and OJ will catch the real killer. Yeah, these are things that I trust more than you.
Yay!
Hi.
That was awesome. Interestingly, that leaves me in a quandary because I have several songs that could follow that. Particularly, you mentioned Hannibal Lecter and Taco Bell and bowling shoes and a late period.
And
I have a song about exactly those things.
And hot dogs. You got a hot dog song, too.
Exactly. So I could do the hot dog song, or I could just do something about gross food stuff. I'll leave it to the audience. Who wants a hot dog?
Yay!
And who wants gross food stuff, including cockroaches?
Yay!
I can't decide. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to leave it entirely up to my mom. Mom, what do you think? Should I do the hot dog song or the incredibly gross cockroach song?
I was afraid you were going to ask me. I'll go for the hot dog song.
Good call. All right, here we go. And
Hey, Mom. Mom thinks right.
that's a great idea because
Hi, Mom.
I know that one. Here we go. This has been banned from the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a children's song and they banned it. I've never heard of a children's song being banned from anywhere. Just because
You
it's
don't know
gross.
my children.
Kids love tennis things.
No one seems to know. Wow. I swear I tuned up. What happened? Ah. Okay. No one seems to know No one seems to know. No one seems to want to know. But I want to know. I need to know. Oh, I gotta know. What's in my hot dog? 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 No one seems to know. Alice is dancing. What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? No one seems to know. There's earlobes, eyelids, elbows, and fingertips, dog nose, pig glands, frog bits, and chicken lips, hog butts, peanuts, cow guts, brains, toad, jam, turkey, spam, varicose veins. Everybody except just me. What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? No one seems to know. Zoom doesn't allow for sing-alongs. What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? No one seems to know. Now comes the gross part, Kevin. There's moose, colon, horse splatter, anything that goes splatter. Half a ton of puppy tongues, bucket full of camel lungs, big hairy goat tails, dirty doggy toenails, stuffed into a fabulous, edible, delectable, deep fried, something died. Intestinal shell, intestinal shell. Now I know what's in my hot dog, what's in my hot dog, what's in my hot dog. I was better off not knowing. I hope Carla comes back. Now, chunks, I will be blowing. Carla knew I wasn't done. My insides will be showing.
Not yet.
Cookies I'll be throwing. I guess I didn't really need to know what's in a hot dog. What's in my hot dog? What's in my hot dog? I think I got a fever. I'm feeling kind of strange. My head feels like a whoopee cushion. My hand's a little clammy. I really want to die. Maybe we should take you to the hot dog factory, Patty. You could be the secret ingredient. Yeah. That's the end. That's the end of the song. Thank you.
Carla back, dog.
Well chosen, Mom. All right, back to Carla. Hi, Carla.
Okay, I changed what song I was going to do second. I had to get a lyric sheet and a couple of accoutrements as
Ooh, French words.
I learned it from Daffy Duck. Wildfire accoutrements.
Accoutrements. I've just spit all over my stuff.
I haven't sung it in a while, but you know, if we're gonna sing about food, then I figure I better give this one a shot.
Yay!
It's not that one.
Still yay!
All right.
Anything with stuff attached to your face is good.
I think it'd be funny if you just put that thing on there, but no instrument on your face. Just
Yeah.
Why not? Probably amputate my lips by accident.
It's a face-mounted 3-hole punch.
Violent.
Well, I think you've already used it. You have more than 3 holes in your face, right? Never mind. Go ahead.
tongue smusher.
What?
Never mind.
There's five.
You're in trouble, Steve.
Everybody shut up so she can sing.
This is how you behave when your mom is watching. That's the thing. All right. We were talking about food, or food. in your case, with the hot dogs.
Taco Bell.
Just because you eat it and you poop it out doesn't make it food. I'm just saying. Anyway, that I am on a strict diet that would not include hot dogs or a number of other tasty but disgusting things. But one of the things I had to cut out was gluten, so that inspired this. Who's got tons of food allergies? Can't eat nothing but sticks and leaves. Hives and gas and swollen hands. Who's real crabby? Yes, I am. Well, the doctor came to say, yeah, you cannot eat this stuff. You'd best stay away from all those foods you love. Gluten-free diet. Oh, you got diet! Oh, we need the bread and the beer. Gluten-free diet.
Gluten-free diet.
Here. Gluten-free diet.
Diet.
Looking at the menu in fear. gluten-free diet.
Diet.
Haven't had dessert all year. So crabby! I picked up a gluten-free menu, the pizza, then I put it in the oven 410. Try it yourself and you'll understand. Serving size feeds one trash can. Oh, I got me some rice cakes, suggested by some clown. They crumbled into flakes as I tried to choke them down. Gluten-free diet.
Diet.
It's as much fun as you hear. Gluten-free diet.
Diet.
Watch your social life disappear. You want to go get a sandwich? I'm on a gluten-free diet. Let's work through lunch and order some pizzas. I'm on a gluten-free diet. Surprise, we got you a birthday cake. I'm on a gluten-free diet. No Italian, no coffee cakes. Hey, I would eat it, then I'd pay. No pie, no spaghetti. Twizzlers have gluten. What the? Oh, I went to a buffet and I took a look around. Well, the broccoli's gluten-free. Oh, great. Gee whiz, like, wow. A gluten-free diet. What?
Hi, Joe.
What a big pain in the rear. Gluten-free diet. Diet! It's just a little severe. Gluten-free diet. Oh, the bagel just give me the schmear. Gluten-free diet. Diet! You can have an asparagus spear.
Seem a little uptight.
I'm on a gluten-free diet.
Might you be having a mood disorder?
I'm on a gluten-free diet.
Why you're sitting on the toilet on a Friday with a bowl of quinoa?
I'm on a gluten-free diet. Something like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's see if Mom liked it.
Emptying out the failing out the basement.
Wow, Carla. Not only my mom, but Dorian liked it enough to stick around too. That's awesome. You guys need to hear the full recording. It's got a whole horn section, and Dorian's a horn player.
Special appearance by my husband Joe. I don't think it's
Yay for Joe! That was awesome. Thank you, Carla and Joe. I think that's the end of the musical portion of the evening. One more time for Carla, please.
Yay!
All
And
right.
yay for
Well,
Steve. Yay!
man, I like. You know what I like about Kevin? Kevin knows who to suck up to. I respect that. All right. The time has come, everybody, for our headliner. Is everybody ready to meet your hero and mine, Keith Ellis, everybody? There it is. Live from the State Fair in Nebraska. Take it away, Keith.
How come no one told me I was headlining? I didn't know anything. I don't know nothing about this. You don't headline. I'm just the third comic. I think that's we do.
That's what headliner
right?
means.
Oh, the fourth comic, the third comic. Well, I am out here in Nebraska. I'm in wonderful Nebraska.
Yeah.
I bought a combine since I've been here. I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to fit in. I think they recognize me. I've seen this like, since this is the Cornhusker area out here, and Nebraska and all beef. I knew that. You guys remember back in the days they had Facebook? It was Facebook Farmville.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Farmville.
I think they remember me from Farmville because I remember like, Yeah, because I remember a long time ago, some people were like, "Hey, be my friend," and I was like, "Okay, cool." I was happy because I'm from Indiana, so we actually have like I was doing things that were like I didn't know about cows and all that other stuff about harvesting crop. So everything was dying. So they're like, "Hey, Keith, your crop are dying. Hey, your animal are dying." I didn't know, but they were like, "Be my friend." Be my friend. There was a lot of white people saying, "Be my friend." And then next thing I know, I found out they're like, "Help me pick cotton." I'm like, "Oh, delete, delete."
Oh.
So I think they remember me from Facebook. It's like, I think that's the one. So that's why I bought a combine. I'm like, okay, I'll get back. I'll get back to the community. It's good being out here. I've never been out to Nebraska before, but it's an interesting. Grand Island is where I'm located at. So we have there's a lot of things going on. I'm at the fair, so I'm doing a thing. I'm a pitch man out here doing these things. But the thing I miss about this, as far as virtual, I love virtual because when we were doing comedy shows in real life, I would have to do that COVID test with all the audience members. And what I would do is I would just walk around the stage in front of people when it was an intimate setting, and I would just walk from one end to the next, and I would just fart. I mean, because that way, if I look back, if I lean against the wall and I watch them make faces, it would let me know that they don't have COVID because they can smell it. That was my way of testing. And if you weren't if you didn't smile, that means you got COVID because you can't smell it. And I'm like, you need to leave because we are all safe people and you have issues. So
Yeah.
that was one of my. I still test when I do live audiences that way. I mean, and Steve, with the hot dog song, I've never had a hot dog in my life. I never had a hot dog in my life. I don't know why. I don't have an issue with that, but you just made it sound. That's why I've never had a hot dog in my life with that song. And I was out here. I went to a Walmart, and you ever been to a Walmart late night? You should go for the entertainment. Go, because that's where I went. I was there at the Walmart one out here, and I went down an aisle. You ever been down an aisle and there's nobody there and they farted and left it in the aisle? Because I did that. And the thing is, I ran into the wall and I just stood there and I looked around like, oh my God, this is really bad. So I'm turning around to leave the aisle. There's a lady coming down the aisle. And I'm thinking she's going to think I did that. So I tried to block her and hold her back, but she had an attitude. So I just kind of ran out the store. When I looked back, she had hit that wall like, oh, and I just like, hey, Doritos. Left out of the store. And being out here, because I've done some shows in Dallas, and the thing about it's like being out here. I did Costco. I did a corporate show for Costco, and I got to walk around the store, and I got to check out everything in the store. And I was in the pharmacy section, and I noticed in the pharmacy they had a 40-pack of condoms. Yeah, I mean it's like 40-pack, but it was $12.95 for the condoms. 40 condoms for $12.95. But when I read the box, on the box, the front of it, it said family pack. I was like, isn't this supposed to be like an anti-family pack? Some of the things that I see. And just anyway, hanging out here. I stay in a lot of hotels when I'm traveling. And aside from Nebraska, I'll be going to Oklahoma next. And I've been there before. And the thing is, when you get some hotels, you got to save your money. So you might get a little seedy hotel and they might have roaches. So I remember last year, me and a friend, we got a hotel and we had a lot of roaches. So we were killing the roaches as a competition. Who could kill the most roaches? So I had like 5, he had 7, but I don't sleep with roaches. So I had to think, I can't go to sleep with these roaches around. So I went and found a toothpick and I broke it. And then I carved them into little knives. And then I found 2 roaches and I stabbed them and I took them and I laid them outside the front door of my hotel. So the other roaches can look and say, this is a bad neighborhood. We shouldn't go around. Because I've been, like Arizona, we have roaches about this big. They're about 3 inches, 4 inches. They're not like palmetto bugs. But you ever been in your house by yourself and felt the presence of something in your house I'm in my house. I'm sitting in my house one night and I'm just relaxing. TV's on. That's it. And I hear a voice that says, "Look over your shoulder." I blew it off. I hear again, "Look over your shoulder." And I looked over. On my wall was this huge black roach. So I ran. I got a shoe. I threw it at the roach. The roach caught the shoe. He threw it back at me and we fought for like an hour and a half. I don't do roaches. I don't like roaches. I can't stand roaches. So I started thinking long and hard how I'm going to get rid of this roach. I finally got an idea because I remember I had some black friends that used to stay with me, and I remember how I got rid of them. I did that joke in South Carolina. There was a white guy out front on the front desk. He was with the pen and paper. He's like, how did you get rid of them? All it's about is laughing, people. And then the thing is, like out here in Nebraska, opposed from Phoenix, the ladies out here, they don't have the big long eyelashes out here, which is cool. Because in Phoenix, they have the big eyelashes. A lady was talking to me one day and she just kept hitting me and fanning me. I'm like, ma'am, could you turn away from me? But I did finally go on a date with her and she said, we need to go by the store and grab some things. So I took her to Home Depot because I figured since she's already got an awning, I'm going to get some siding and some gutters. I like a home investment. I'm just like, this is a home loan. I'm going to fix her up. And I might try to turn her after that. I don't know. And coming out here in Nebraska, the airport is so small.
How small is it?
How small is it?
It's so small. They only have one baggage wheel. That's it. It's just a guy on a bike, which is also Planet Fitness, and he's just turning the wheel by himself. Just faster. There's 3 bags on the wheel. It's gonna get full. It's really small out here. But the thing is, being out here, it's like it's so small out here. I didn't know because everybody looks at you. So my friend sent an Uber driver to pick me up. In the entire airport, there's only 2 black people. So the guy says, they gave me the visual, which I looked at the Uber driver like, what do you mean? He says, black guy. Okay. So it wasn't hard to find me. No lie. No, I just walked out and he was like, I see you. I'm like, really? Oh, okay, cool. That's not a problem. But the thing is, it's like being out here, I use a certain program because they give you, I went and got a rental car and I have this thing called blackmapquest.com. And it's an app, where you put your race in and it lets you know where you should go and where you shouldn't go. So I'm sitting at the rental car place. I put my destination in, and I've been here for 3 days. The car hasn't moved. I'm safe, people. I'm safe. I don't run with my friends because sometimes we'll go to work and it's like sometimes I'm like, dude, you guys, we can't run. It's not cool to run. It's like, keep it, we late and they're white. So the bad part is if they run and behind, it doesn't look right. It looks like I'm chasing them. But if I'm in the front and I'm running, now it looks like they chasing me.
All right.
So I'm like, we have to work together. Let's all be in a school of fish. Let's just all go together and we can do this. And I got to say this before I get out. I got to say, as in school, just a little bit about me. I graduated high school at 5'3", 113 pounds. So I used to get bullied a lot. So I figured as the time go by, I'm going to get even. Because once I get bigger, I'm going to find out where she lives. This is, I mean, really. And then as time went by, I graduated in 81. And 40 years later, she sends me an email and she apologizes for what she did. I'm like, oh. She's like, Keith, we were young. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Okay. But I'm still cool. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. Now I'm trying to find out where she at because I'm going to get even. Bigger now. So I figure I can take her out. That's things that I'm still looking at. But aside from all that, all I understand is like, I want to thank you guys for having me out here. And the thing here, because of here, I learned this here also, because there's married couple and then there's not married couples. So if you're above the age of 55, you can't say this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend. It's more like this is my caregiver. Because everyone after the age of 55 is just trying to help each other get to the next stage or the bathroom or something. I'm just saying. That's all. That's just my take on
Steve, bring me up. Can you?
Hang on.
Right.
I will. That was Keith Ellis, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Hang on, Brad. I'll bring up in it. Hang on, Brad.
Highlight me.
Hang on. He said I was in charge, and now he wants to be in charge. Hang on. Keith, I really appreciate that we've got the reflection of the Ferris wheel behind you. That's very authentic. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That was tremendous.
I figure if I wasn't funny, you could at least look at that.
Yeah, that's nice. But you were very funny. And the other thing I want to add is I don't think you got a combine. I think you were at Wendy's and you got the #1 combination. That's not the same thing. But thanks for joining us, Keith. Let's hear it for Keith one more time.
Yay, Keith.
And now I got to find Brad.
Hey,
Wait, hold
I
on.
wanted to talk to Keith.
Oh, I'll put him back. Well, I can't find anybody now. Hang on a second. Where are? Oh, there's Brad.
I couldn't spotlight me.
There we go. I
Hey,
know.
Brad, if you're on the Horizon, go to Portside. I left a hamburger on the 7th floor.
That's great.
Carnival doesn't clean up. I know Carnival.
Wait, what are you doing? Where you're in a trailer at a
I'm in my
state fair.
RV.
What the hell are you doing?
RV, you know, I'm a pitch man also. I pitch product. So
What are you pitching?
Huh?
I think he's selling Ferris
What are you
wheels.
pitching?
I pitch a microfiber mop for the last 9 years.
And who's dead behind you? Who's that asleep over there? What is the other way? You just showed somebody dead on a couch or something. What is that?
That might be my shirt.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So
That's my.
well, that was
That's
very
my
funny. That's great, pitch man. That's really cool. So thank
they
you.
call that here
So
in,
thank you
in
very much.
Nebraska
Okay,
night.
that was
they call
all.
it
Thanks, Keith.
night spotter.
Yay.
Yay, Keith, you're awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hi,
Hey,
Brad.
So I'm going to do this now, everybody, Steve and I. So if you get a chance, donate to the show. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com. From the ship, it cost me over $7,000 just to stream. So go and give to the show, and we'll also split it between Carla. Beautiful song. We want to give her some money, and we want to give Steve some money to help him out, and Keith. So if you get a chance, donate to the show. And hey, I wrote a joke today I think might work. When you get older, Steve, you know, we get hurt a lot more when we work out. And you always have to remember rice, right? Rest, ice, crack, ecstasy. I think that's good.
Thank you, Brad.
That
was awesome.
Okay.
I'd
I'll
like to
bring
add
Patty in.
I'll bring her in. Hang on.
Oh, add-
I just want to say, yes, it cost Brad $7,000 to be on the show tonight, but it was $6,900 for the mustache and $100 for the Wi-Fi. All right.
That's right.
And in addition to what Brad said, I just released at FumpFest last weekend my latest CD. This is called What I Did Over My Pandemic Vacation. And it has fun songs such as Two Chickens with Parasites, which is a lot of fun, and the Who's on First song. Remember I played that a few weeks ago? It's on there, plus the video. It's very exciting. So if you go to stevegoodie.com, you can get that. That's exciting.
Really good.
Thank you very much. God, Kevin, you are the best. All right. If Brad ever gets
just
sick
tell
and
the
fall
truth.
over, you're in, Kevin. I'm just telling you right now. Okay. Hey, everybody. Guess what it's time for? It's time for a Patty Melt. I wonder what in the world in the news could be upsetting you this week. I really just can't think of anything. Go for it.
You know, before I became a stand-up comic, I had over 40 different part-time jobs. Because I would be in the middle of a shift and be like, you know what, I'm leaving, and I would just walk out and leave my job. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm afraid to go into some restaurants because I'm pretty sure I still work there. But one of the jobs I had was in corporate communications, and it was my responsibility to organize and invite investors to lunches. And we represented a wide variety of clients. And one day I was tasked with inviting people to a luncheon that was featuring treatment for endometriosis. So it was my job to pick up the phone and call investors and explain, first of all, what endometriosis was. That was fun. So in order to make the luncheon successful and actually go through on the luncheon, I had to have a minimum of 21 clients lined up for the luncheon. I was able to line up 3. Later that day, I was also involved in lining up investors for a chemical that was injected into the necks of baby chickens so that they would grow up to be meaty, hearty, delicious chickens. 37 people signed up for that meeting. So here's the thing that's really fun. Between 1977 and 1993, women were excluded from most medical research projects because they were concerned about what these experiments would do on a childbearing age woman. Also, because periods are yucky. So what I'm saying is there's a lot that goes into women's health in the first place. Actually, beyond that, I have 2 boys, and my older son, Griffin, Steve and I got married in 2000, and right away we wanted to start start a family, mostly because we'd already been together for 5 years. And I was like, TikTok, you waited too long if you want more than one. So it took me almost 2.5 years to get pregnant, which is fascinating considering I had spent much of my life up until that point trying not to get pregnant. I mean, really trying very hard, condoms and pills and IUDs and a shaman with chicken bones going, sperm be gone, and a Ouija board and whatever. And it turns out, when there was no lifeguard on duty, the swimmers are like, we don't even know where we're going right now. And here's the thing, when you're trying to get pregnant, never tell anyone that you're trying to get pregnant, because they're always giving you advice like, well, what you have to do is sit in where a pregnant woman is sat. And I don't know what she's leaving behind, but I'm not sitting there. And other people would be like, well, you should have sex with the lights on. Why? Because they can see where they're going. You know what? It's really dark where they're going. By the way, that reminds me of when I was trying not to get pregnant. I had a boyfriend who told me he wouldn't wear a Jimmy. I don't know what you call it, a rubber, a Jimmy, whatever. He told me he wouldn't wear one because he felt claustrophobic wearing one. Guess what? What do you think I have? The Grand Canyon here? Okay. So what I'm saying is, all of this is not fun to take care of our entire lives anyway. So now, Jesus, I'm sorry, but sustained rage is exhausting. I can't. 6 weeks? Wow, 6 weeks. This is what we're doing in Texas. 6 weeks is all you have to decide, maybe, you know what, I can't do this, not right for me. Also, maybe I'm a survivor of an attack. 6 weeks. And I had a guy on social media, never argue on social media. So I'm arguing on social media. And this guy says that he thinks that 6 weeks is fair and reasonable because at that point, a woman should know whether or not she wants to have a baby. We don't even know. We don't. 85 to 90% of women don't even know that they're pregnant at 6 weeks because we're not nauseous yet, because that's the telltale. Oh, we're nauseous because you know what? Stuff makes us sick out there. Hi, I'm fine. And yeah, I have the Handmaid's Tale. Everyone's referring to the Handmaid's Tale. You know what? We're the only ones watching the Handmaid's Tale going, wouldn't it suck if that happened? Whereas they're using it as a guidebook. They're like, oh, that seems like that's a really good idea. They're just vessels. I can't. I'm beyond being able to have kids. I turned 50. Remember? I'm all dried up and shriveled, but I'm pissed. So, my son turned 18 years old today, so I probably should go and have dinner with him.
Wow, Patty Vasquez. Man, we learned so much in just 3 minutes. You are amazing. The first thing we learned is that you and I are married and have 2 kids. I had no idea. I'm very glad both my parents are here to hear that. That's fantastic. All right, you go ahead.
Impersonating your parents, by the way, at the I was supposed to say that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, you were impersonating my mom, and your friend
Judy.
Tom was impersonating my dad. They did a great job. Yeah, because we had passes for my parents. They elected not to go. It doesn't matter. Hi. Let's hear it one more time for Patty and her rage, which is so well placed. I love your hat, and happy birthday to your son, and we'll see you next week. You rock.
Thank you.
All righty. I think that's about the end of the show. It's time to go back to Brad for the worst joke. Brad, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here comes Brad with the worst joke, and then we're going to go to the Thursday song.
So thank you, Steve, very much. We've had a great show. Come on again.
We
Let's
really
have. Carla, amazing, and Patty. This is so joyous, everybody. I'm glad I can be here. So now we can do this for the next 2 weeks while I'm on the ship. As I get sadder and sadder from just like, oh, I'm so tipped out. Okay, here it is. The worst joke of the week. So I'll do it before I get cut off again. Here we go. The worst joke of the week, then the Thursday song. Social Security, for the first time in history, will take in less money than it will pay off. And that wasn't supposed to happen until the year 2026, proving Republican policies can be fast-tracked.
Oh, rats, where's the audio?
Special time of week when Thursday bells are pealing and life no longer seems so bleak. Let's open up our presents and carve our Thursday goose and wait for Father Thursday to arrive upon his moose.
You know, we tried to incorporate all the wonderful family traditions that people associate with Thursday.
Thursday comes but once a week, but do not shed a tear, 'cause there are more than 50 Thursdays packed in every year, and every single one of them is full of mirth and glee. So stuff your face and break some wind and join the revelry. Have a very merry Thursday, put on your orange fez, and decorate the Thursday tree with milk, bone, spam, and pez. Once you've curled your mustache and donned your Thursday clothes, I'll catch you 'neath the mistletoe and punch you in the nose. Merry Thursday, Merry